With about 10 minutes to totality, an astronomer described to us in a slow Nebraskan drawl over a tannoy how the sequence would proceed and what to look out for. The time until the sun disappeared grew closer and closer. In the last minutes it felt much colder. The surroundings took on an eerie dusk-like half-light, but all around the horizon you could still see daylight. The moon's shadow was racing towards us across Wyoming at 1400 miles an hour. Our world suddenly became very dark. It was surreal. The tiniest sliver of sun was visible, and then it looked like beads as sunlight could only pass between the mountains of the moon's limb. Finally, the sun disappeared and there was a black hole left in its place. Everywhere there was cheering and whooping. I felt overwhelmed with awe at seeing such an incredible event. Now the solar glasses were not needed. As my eyes adjusted, I could see the corona, a huge cloud of gas stretching away from the sun, millions of degrees in temperature. In the sky to either side of the sun, I could see the planets. Overhead, the sky was a huge, deep blue shadow with a 360-degree sunset all around. The sun appeared as a black hole surrounded by a ring of fire. On its limb, you could see giant red flares larger than our planet coming off its surface. Finally, the sun returned in spectacular fashion as a diamond ring 1,000,000 miles across. I felt raw emotion and was almost in a state of shock at the spectacular natural phenomenon I'd witnessed. Something that humans across the world have seen for hundreds of thousands of years, but only really understood for a few hundred years. And finally, it faded away and the sun and heat returned. The world got brighter and things slowly returned to normal. People started to drift away and we were left to take in what we'd witnessed. Some people probably just saw it as something unusual they'd seen, but for others, it was a profoundly unforgettable event. The 2016 eclipse crossed the entire USA and was the greatest mass movement of people in history for a single event, with millions of people travelling to see the greatest show on and off Earth. And so, as I drove back across the sandhills, back to the real world, I was just left to ponder, why is it that the moon just happens to fit perfectly over the sun when viewed from the Earth? A relationship which is actually just astronomical coincidence. But surely it couldn't be just fluke, could it?